Hello viewers, welcome to a new video today. This is about how you could transition your next level career from recruiting coordinator, or you could be interview coordinator, to account manager. Alright, so stay tuned. Yesterday was a very hectic day. So anyways, I got something very important and interesting for you, and this is about the role transition. And recently that I was working with one of the recruiters who is currently working in recruiting coordinator role. So it is more of a account management coordinator role, and she wanted to transition to account manager. Now, if you are in a situation that you want to take your career to the next level, that you need to know, it is just not about the data entry. It's just not about you arrange the calls, meetings with your team and the client. You schedule interviews for your candidates, but moreover, account management role is something which can change the revenue trajectory to a whole different way of any company. Why? This individual plays a key role in negotiation, rate negotiation with the candidates and with the clients, bringing more requirements, guiding recruiters, and shaping a process that can be productive in any recruiting company. Now that's where you should be targeting, and you should be like a most valuable player in that recruiting game. So what are the things required for you to become a successful account manager? Now this is not only for the people who wanted to go get into a recruiting manager role. If you are currently in a recruiting manager role, you need to cross check what I'm saying and whether you are doing it or not. All right. The first thing is how better you understand the requirement. That is very much important. Now, for example, a requirement comes up with so many details, technical details, functional details, required skills, preferred skills, so many things it comes with. But as a recruiting manager, are you able to dissect it in such a way and identify what exactly the client is looking for and tell the same thing to your recruiting team so that they can go and get what exactly the client is looking for? Now, generally what happens when a requirement comes in from the client or from BMS, account manager gets the requirement, puts that in ATS or shares that with the recruiting team, telling they are looking for a full stack Java developer or lead Java developer or whatever according to the requirement. Now what happens? The recruiter goes to the market, gets a candidate, and most of the time what happens? It might not satisfy the account manager, and that submission will be on hold. Now that's what triggers, and that ignites the relationship breakup, or to and fro miscommunication. And we would say that the fight between account manager and recruiting team, it is to be very raw and clear. So it is like, hey, the account manager is doing partiality, and he is submitting resume to some other recruiters' resumes. He's not submitting my resume. That's what it comes in. And the problem is here, the differentiation. It is the difference between the quality what the account manager thinks and the quality what the recruiters think. So as an account manager, if you can set your quality and let the recruiter know, hey, recruiter, this is exactly what I'm looking for as key skills in the resume, and while discussing with the candidate, this is what you get me. Now recruiter goes and gets the information and provides that to the account manager. All right, that is the first part. And you also need to know how to find and source candidates as well. So be an individual who masters the Boolean strings. Why? Most of the time recruiters might be using anything as their Boolean search, but do you know that they are using a right Boolean search? So if they question you, this is what the candidate that we find, this is what those kind of profiles we found in portal. Now can you challenge them that there are resumes available which are untapped? How would you do that? If you know the sourcing. So for that, increase your sourcing skill. So what is this? First thing is understanding the requirement properly and letting the recruiter know what exactly quality means to you. Second thing is how you source. Third thing is presentation. It is just not forwarding your resume to the client or forwarding to your vendor or uploading to the vendor management system. It's about how well you present. not just copy pasting the summary or building a summary in ChatGPT. That's not it works, because client already know which are the content AI generated, automated, or which are like superficial, right? You need to be an individual who could be able to articulate the candidate in such a way that you are presenting a product, if you are presenting a solution to the client. That is the third thing. Fourth thing is about be confident on yourself and ask more questions in your client call. So don't ask any questions which already generic, but you got to be asking related to anything related to cultural fit, what they think about their culture and what exactly they want an individual to bring along with their IT skills and with experience. Another thing is industry related. Another thing is what kind of candidates they would like to see, what kind of candidates they don't want to see. So many things, internal things you need to ask. That is another one. Next, you need to be in a position where you increase your negotiation skills. Negotiation skills for the candidates, for the client. For example, when it comes to a senior developer role, let's say client has provided $60, but in the requirement, it asked for some sort of management or lead role. So definitely the rate what the client has provided, that's not enough for lead or manager role. So for that, you need to prove, you need to show that this is what the requirement, this is not a senior developer role, this is a lead developer or senior developer with management role, and whatever the rate you have provided, that's not enough. You need to increase it. Why? This is exactly why. Because you know the responsibility of a manager and lead, and that is the reason you could able to tell the client that either you remove these things from the requirement or you don't expect the candidate to do it. If you're expecting a senior developer to do it, definitely he or she is going to cost you more. This is what is negotiation is. Negotiation is not about in the market they are asking for more, we are not getting people on the less rate, but why you are not getting, you need to present that reason. All right. And another thing is you need to be an individual who can be the helping source for recruiting team. If you help the recruiters to make placements, they will help you make placements. Simple as that. So this is more of a collaborative role. If you are account manager, it's not that you get any superpowers and you dominate your recruiting team. And you understand, if you want to be successful as a recruiting manager, if you want to go to the next level, you cannot go without the help of your recruiting team. So be an individual team player, be a motivator, be an influencer to those recruiters who wants to make placements. Help them and they will help you make placements. If you like it, put that in the comment box, and if you have any question, let me know so that I can bring more information and processes for you. Thank you so much for watching. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through recruiters. I love you people. I love to see you as a successful individuals. Take care.